All right, I guess we are already at the 5:32. We're just going to wait one more minute before we hand over to our MC for today, Mr. T. Yeah, welcome everyone. Good to see Chua, and also who is this? The yeah, I see a lot of hello, Albert. I see Yash is there. Hi, Yash. I see some familiar name as well. Very good. Jali is there as well. Excellent. I think Brian is there. Excellent. Yeah, say hello to Mr. Clement as well. You all are very fortunate today to have Mr. Clement to spend time with you. He just came out from another session, another sharing to global company. So he has very kindly to adjust his time for us, for all of you actually today. So you're very fortunate to be able to join this session in the same room with one of the best in the world.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. We're gonna fill up the room very soon. We're already at 92. Yeah. So if your friends happen to join later, because our registration was over 200, so we definitely expect more than 100 people joining. So after 100 to be in the same room with Mr. Clement, the rest will have to basically move to YouTube Live. Yeah, which if they do ask you, we actually have given them message. After we fill up the room, they'll be redirected straight to YouTube Live. If any of your friends just happen to ask you, just let them know that sorry, we're full. Yeah, at the first 100. For those who really want to be with the same room with Mr. Clement. Okay, we're 98 right now.
98, yeah.
Yeah, soon.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's we're 5 minutes into the half hour right now. Yeah, so I think we're 98. I think we probably don't need it to be 100. It's close to 100 right now. Maybe in order to save time, because I don't want to hold Mr. Clement for too long. Yep. Okay, Mr. Clement, are you okay? We start right now?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay, all right. T, over to you. We're gonna have a young MC who's volunteered to actually help to do this. Yeah. All right, over to you, T.
All right, thank you, Mr. Michael, and also Mr. Freeman. Okay, good morning. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GhostMac webinar. My name is T, the MC for today's webinar, and I'm working as a software engineer intern from GhostMac company. I would like to first and foremost congratulate every one of you who have taken the wonderful initiative to learn about something beneficial for your cybersecurity career. Before we start our session today, let me go through a few quick reminders so that we could learn and enjoy today's webinar without many interruptions. Firstly, please make sure you mute your mic during the main session. This also shows the love, respect, and encouragement to our presenters who have worked very hard to prepare this webinar especially for you. Secondly, if there are any problems or questions like unstable network from our side, or you cannot hear our presenter voice, you can always drop the questions in the chat box to let us know. So at the end of today's webinar, we will provide a survey for you to fill out as your attendance today. So please make sure you had complete the survey before you leave. And last but not least, we would like to invite all the participants to join on our Global Talent Network group on Telegram. Kindly scan the QR code in the screen to join on our GTN Telegram group. The main objective of GTN group are to allow you guys to learn, interact, and participate in webinars and activities conducted by peers, industry, and leaders. And also to get access to webinar link, mentoring, resource, and support. You also can access the material of presentations and also the webinar recording video. Additionally, You will also be informed on our upcoming events and webinars in the future. So kindly join us on our group for more upcoming updates. For those who cannot scan the QR code, you can find a link in the chat box. Yeah, before we moving to our main session, I would like to welcome our moderator today. Mr. Michael would like to give his speech. Mr. Michael, please.
All right. Thank you, T. Thank you. Y'all can see that this is the first time T is trying out to host a webinar or to be an MC for a webinar. So give him encouragement. This is first time, but for young people like you, for young talent, it's always the first time. So thank you, T. I'm not going to make a speech. In fact, the most important part today is for you to learn, for you to be coached by Mr. Clement Aru, who is one of the top 20 best and most recognized professional in the world of cybersecurity. So I'm sure all of you have read the multiple awards that he has won. Yeah, and 2 years in a row, he has been voted as the top 20 cybersecurity professional in the world. We are very happy and we are very, very privileged to have Mr. Clement Aru to be with us today, spending next to 1.5 to 2 hours with you on a Friday evening. So I really want to give my most sincere and highest appreciation to Mr. Clement Aru. Can we actually, Han, or can we actually give Mr. Clement, or I would like to invite all our talents as well to give a big round of applause, a virtual applause to Mr. Clement Aru.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Mr. Clement, over to you. I guess this is your time, your session. Thank you so much again.
Thanks, Mr. Michael.
Right.
All right. So let's share my screen, guys. Hold on. Now, ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. Whatever you see, you didn't see. Okay. Right now, here we go. When Mr. Michael told me that we're gonna have a YouTube live and things are getting recorded, I actually dropped few slides from my slide deck.
Okay. Yes.
All
yes.
right. Why is that? Is I thought of actually showing some live hacking demos.
Oh.
So it goes into YouTube. It actually becomes a little bit a nudgy on the legality issue. So I've just dropped those off. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll still show.
Towards the end, we switch off the YouTube recording. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we can still actually keep it that later. See how it goes. But I have actually slotted in, as we spoke, Mr. Michael, 2 more demos that is more comfortable that on my machine that I can do, rather than hitting someone else's stuff. Okay. So if anyone wants to see live attacks on other stuff, then we can keep that on the last if need be. Otherwise, we can take it over coffee or stuff later. Right. So let's get started, guys. Here we go. All right. Well, is my date correct? 30th July, right? Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I've gone haywire already. Okay. Right. Now, guys, good evening. Thanks a lot for spending a weekend. A Friday evening is very important for a lot of us when we were in the college. Right? So you're actually spending your Friday evening to learn something. I'm very, very happy and I'm very proud of each and every one of you who have taken that initiative to be part of this 2-hour session to learn as much as, okay? As you guys are learning, I'm also learning together with you, okay, right? So here we go. Who am I? Mr. Michael has actually introduced myself. I put everything into a single slider, right? So that's about me, okay? For me to come here, it took me around what? 20 years? Right? So it's a journey. It didn't happen overnight. And yeah, I've been actively in cybersecurity for less than 10 years. For the last 20 years, I've been in the IT industry. Started as a programmer and then progressed like slowly. Every time I became stagnant and I don't know what to do, where whatever I do becomes boring, I ask myself what next. So that's how I start actually jumping from one to another. And I ended up in cybersecurity. Thereafter, I never had that question, what next? Because cybersecurity keep me feeding new stuffs every minute. Right? The attacks are unique. Every day there are new attacks, and there are umpteen number of new ways that you can compromise an infrastructure, an ATM, a bank, a government agency, right? Talking to people and manipulating them without even they knowing, and then they give away their informations back to us. So it's a unique, challenging kind of a vector or a vertical in the job scope. So that's when I said, okay, this is where I'm going to stay, and started creating my own companies and investments and so on and so forth. So what you're seeing is the fruit of all of that throughout the last 10 years in cybersecurity and last 20 years in IT, guys. Right? So that's about me here. All right. So let's move on, guys. So let's understand about cybersecurity. Okay. So you're free to raise up your questions. If you have any questions, unmute your mic and say, I have a question, and then you can actually barge in, right? So it's not that like a lecture in your class where your lecturer or your professor keeps on talking and you have nothing to ask and you just keep quiet, and after 15-20 minutes, whatever he talks is like singing to you, please go to sleep, right? And it's a Friday evening. Okay, so let's not do that, right? So the moment you have a question, drop in, and please remember one thing: there is no question a stupid question, right? So every question is important. So if there is a question, you can drop it in the chat box, but if there's too many in the chat, it becomes a problem to read out. But if you have any questions and it's burning inside you, don't wait. Just unmute your mic, just barge in. Okay, Mr. Clement or Clement, or hi, I have a question. So take whichever route you want, right? So let's get started. Okay, see, I have actually structured the entire next 1.5 hours plus as to start with understand cybersecurity landscape. So I'm going to take you through what is cybersecurity landscape, how good or bad it is, what are the current requirements in it. As I'm actually talking about the current security landscape, I will do 2 demos to start with. Okay, the rest we talk later, unofficial. Okay, now I'll actually show one, how easy it is to create a malware, embed it into a Microsoft Word document, and take over a fully patched and fully protected computer, all within 2 minutes, with no technical knowledge, with freely available tool that anyone can download from internet, and by watching the steps in YouTube videos or Uncle Google will be able to give you tutorials. The same thing happens to your mobile phone. So I've set up a mobile phone, a Samsung Note 8, a mobile phone. Okay, anyway, I'm going to beam it on the screen so you can see what I'm seeing on the mobile phone. You'll see it on the screen. Okay, so I've set up this 2 for now. I had few more on real web attacks, payment gateway attacks, and all of that. We see whether we have time, or we can always have another session another time. So that's how I've structured it for you. During this process, I'll tell you what are all the different verticals inside cybersecurity. There is red team, there's a blue team, there's a purple team, all kind of rainbow colors are inside. We are colorful guys in cybersecurity, right? So we have all kind of colors down there. So I'm going to tell what each of these people do. So you see where you get yourself attached to, where you feel that, hey, that would be what I would want to do, right? And when I'm finishing, I have 2 slides for you to tell you what next, right? Government is paying for free trainings and placements with around 1,200 ringgit a month that is getting paid, right? So if you're interested, you can sign up for it, right? I will actually give you those details across for you as a giveaway, as a Friday evening gift for you. Right, now let's move on, guys. Now, how do we read this bubbles down here? So what is this particular bubble down here? This is all the attacks that has happened, the data breaches that has happened all around the world are in this bubbles. You look, they all are big companies. They all are big companies. Facebook, multiple times you see them in the bubbles over here. So every time a company gets data breached, and if they go and announce it public, then they get a bubble on the screen over here. So they are on the bubble here, right? So if there are actually hacked or data breached, that means the hacker came into their organization. The hacker took all the data from their database and they went. So Facebook lost 420 million username, passwords, and all the details of the members of Facebook. That's each one of you, right? So there are many times Facebook has lost customer data, right? You will see Facebook many times in the bubbles. Google, you will find multiple times. Microsoft, you will find multiple times. British Airways, Cathay Pacific, right? All the big guys, Marriott Hotel, multiple times, right? So my question is, if all these guys are getting hacked left, right, and center, and they all are losing data, what are the defenses doing? That's a common logic question that anyone can ask, right? Then what's the antivirus doing? What's the firewall doing? Well, they all are there. Then why is the hacking happening? Right? Logically, why is the hacking happening? How many times have you seen in the newspapers and the news, someone has been caught for hacking? Very minimal. So what's actually happening over here? There are lots of attacks happening. We do have defenses. Why are they not working? And why are we not able to catch the bad guys? So these are the common stuff that you need to understand before you entering into cybersecurity, right? So before you get there, let me take you to what is cybersecurity. Okay, let me get into what is cybersecurity. Let me go one level down. What is security? A lot of people understand it wrongly, right? See, there might be a lot of people who are studying cybersecurity in your curriculum. The moment you, okay, what is cybersecurity? Your textbooks would have tell confidentiality, integrity, availability. I'll tell you, those all are crap. Keep it aside. Those all to be achieved, cannot be achieved. We are struggling to achieve. Right? So yeah, we'll keep them away. But let's understand what security is. When you go and ask people, hey, when I say secure, how do you understand it? When I say security, what do you understand out of that English word security? The common answer I get all the time is, okay, Clement, security means safety. I should feel safe. I should feel protected. There should be no harm coming to me, right? So these are the common understanding of a simple English word, security. So safety, protection, prevention to start with. Yeah, privacy you can add, and we lost it long time back, and we don't have privacy, right? We can actually start dreaming that we have one, but we don't have one. But anyway, so now coming back, safety, protection, prevention. This is what we call as security. Let's go one level deeper now. How much safety is safety? Is 70% safety all right? Is 60% protection all right? We all ask for, oh, no, I want 100%. Now, the next obvious question is 100% possible? We all live in a house, and our house has a wooden door. We all live in a house, and the house has a wooden door. Do we feel safe with the wooden door? We don't. We put up a grill gate. With the grill gate, do we feel safe? No, we put up a padlock on the grill gate. We start with one padlock, we will end up in having two padlocks. If we have more than two padlocks, it's called as a jail, not a house, right? So after that, alarm system, CCTV cameras. So after, okay, then cats or dogs or deity pictures, scriptures, we can have everything. Even after having all of that, the thief or a robber is still getting into our house. Is that correct? The theft is still happening. If the theft is still happening, knowing that the guy can still come into our house, why are we wasting our time, money, and effort in putting all of that defenses? Ask this logical question to yourself. Why are we actually wasting our time, money, and effort in putting all these defenses, knowing that the robber can still come into the house. He will always find a way. Then why did we waste our time, money, and effort? So what is security? Okay, in a simpler terms, my dear friend, why are we putting all these layers? To make life difficult for an intruder. Is that correct? To make life difficult for an intruder. So what is the definition of security? It's a process of putting up layers of defenses to make life difficult for an intruder. So in the definition itself, there is nothing called as 100% protection. It's not possible. Are we clear? Don't believe even if Jackie Chan comes and tells you to buy this antivirus and it is going to be the best kung fu in the world. It can be just an advertisement. Right? So now you understood what is security, right? So layers of defenses that we put in place to make life difficult for an intruder. Now, what is cybersecurity? Layers of defenses that we put in place to make life difficult for an intruder from internet, from breaking into our data and our internal systems. That's it. I just went and added external person, that means from internet, and I added our data and our digital systems. It becomes cybersecurity. That's all, friends. So now we understood what is cybersecurity. Now come back to this bubble question. Why is all this happening? What's our antivirus doing? What's our firewall doing? What our defenses are doing? See, whenever you go and ask someone, anywhere you go and ask people, they say, who is the weakest link, or what is the weakest link in a cybersecurity chain? They will all tell, oh, people, humans are the weakest link. You ask me, I will disagree. Technology is the weakest link. Why? Because we know humans are the weakest link. We can be psychologically manipulated. Aren't the technology supposed to protect us? Why are technology not protecting us? Right? So why are technology not protecting us? Is because there is nothing 100% safe. Let me give an example. How does an antivirus work? Okay. How does an antivirus work? Antivirus works like a doctor. Whenever you're not feeling well, you go and tell a doctor, Doc, I'm not feeling well. Is the doctor going to give you a medicine immediately with the moment you say, I am not feeling well? No, the doctor is going to ask, okay, what's your problem? Then you have to tell, my throat is itchy, my head is painful, my temperature is high, my body is painful, so on and so forth. So then he can tell you, oh, you have flu, and he gives you a tablet, right? Now, how does he know based upon your symptoms? Because he has studied for it, and he has a database in his head of all the known illness and its possible symptoms. So when you go and tell him the symptom, he matches the symptom to the known illness. Then he maps the known illness to the known medicine. Is that correct? The antivirus works the same. Okay, let's assume day number 0. Antivirus knows nothing, and antivirus is installed in a computer. A virus comes on the computer. The computer will get infected first. I repeat, the computer will get infected first. Once the computer gets infected, the antivirus on the computer will now check, hey, how does this guy look like? How did he come into the computer? What all did he do in the computer? That's called as signature. How does it look like? Pattern. How did the virus come into the computer? Behavior. What it did in the computer. So an antivirus, after it gets infected, will learn these 3 things: signature, pattern, behavior. And it creates what is called as a virus signature. This virus signature that was created on this computer that got infected will be sent to the HQ of the antivirus, the lab. The scientists in the lab will say, yeah, this is a new virus. We had no clue about it, man. Send this virus definition to all our customers. all the computers where our antivirus is running. So your antivirus keeps on updating, isn't it? Your antivirus keeps on updating. So what is it updating? It is downloading this virus definitions based upon compromises that has happened elsewhere. Are we clear? So your antivirus is keep on downloading virus definitions based upon attacks successfully happened in some other computer. So for you to get a virus definition, someone must get infected. For you to get a COVID-19 vaccine, someone must have got infected first. Then only you get your blood samples. Then only you do your all kind of researches. Then you get your genome sequence. Then you go and actually investigate further to come up with a vaccine. So someone must get infected for you to start the process. So a computer must get infected first. From the infection, signature, pattern, behavior needs to be taken. Then that virus definition needs to be updated in all the other computers. Now, this is how an antivirus works. Now, let me introduce the bad guy in here, the hacker. A lot of people actually think hackers are those who sit in the basement in a dim, dark light, basement in the dim, dark light, with a Pepsi and a Coke on the table, with a pizza in a corner, and very important, two pretty girls with tight jeans and long heels walking up and down. Now, all of this will only happen in Hollywood movies. In a reality, my dear friend, hackers are not aliens. Hackers are not super intelligent either. Believe me, I live with them for longest time. We work, we fight against them. Yeah, so in a way, I live with them across. I've seen all kind of them. But I'm telling you, they are not super smart. You know what's their additional skill set that they have? Try to understand how something works. Once you understand how something works, you will automatically understand when it will not work. Are we clear? So if you want to break something, first step, understand how it works. The moment you understand how it works, you will be able to break it. You will definitely find the weakest spot. That's all is the additional skill set the hackers have. They are logical and analytical in understanding how something works. So now I've explained how an antivirus works, correct? So if an hacker understands how an antivirus works, will he not understand when it will not work? For example, you remember? Someone has to get attacked first to get the virus definition. So what if that someone is you? Will you get infected? Yes. What if every time I as a hacker attack a computer, I create a new virus? Will the antivirus pick up? It will not pick up. Okay. For me to create a new virus, it takes a little bit of time. Is there any other option to make it more faster? Why not? I take an old virus, change a little bit to make it look different. New virus altogether. Does it make sense, guys? So creating a malware to bypass the defenses, to evade the defenses, is a child's play, because our defenses are all very, very static, where the attacks are all dynamic. Result, the bubbles you are seeing on the screen. Does it make sense so far, my dear friends? Right? So if you have any questions, remember, unmute your mic, barge in. If you're asking me to, if you are actually waiting for me to stop, that's not going to happen, because I'm a consultant. Consultants don't stop. They keep talking until the customer says, boss, we will buy whatever you say. Okay, stop please. Right now, so don't expect me to stop here, right? Okay, Dad, if you have a question, barge in right now. So now you understood why these bubbles are happening. Guys, this is only a tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. The iceberg is kilometers deep. The attacks are happening all over the place. The attacks are happening on the network. The attacks are happening on the website. The attacks are happening on the endpoints. The attacks are happening on your mobile phones. The attacks are happening on your firmware. Attacks are happening in everything that we are using. Coffee machine gets ransomware attacked. Would you like, why coffee machines? Yeah. Smart doors are getting hacked and you can't get into your own house without you pay. Right? Everything that we connect to internet can be compromised. Keep this in your mind. Everything that you connect to internet can be compromised. So if it can be compromised, how do we make it more stronger? How do we make it more difficult? That job is the cybersecurity job. What are the defenses that I need to put? How am I supposed to architect my defense so it becomes very, very, very difficult? How do I validate whether my defense is working or not? That is called as penetration testing, vulnerability assessment. If an attack has happened, oh, I need to go and investigate it. Forensic, digital forensic. Oh, I need to monitor the all kind of data that is coming in and going out. So I should be able to find if there is any attack in that monitoring. 24/7 security operation center monitoring. Oh, I want to collect all the attacks that is happening all over the world and give consultation to my customer to tell him that, hey, these kind of attacks are happening in the banks, so you be careful as my customer. That is called as threat intelligence. So once you understand what is cybersecurity, once you understand what are you trying to protect, what is the play that you are actually playing in this, what is the role that you're actually playing in this, then you will understand the different subdomains inside cyber security. Okay, guys, let me move on, right? Okay. So there is another huge ecosystem called as vulnerabilities. There's a huge ecosystem called as vulnerabilities and bounty hunters. Now, what is a vulnerability? Right. Let me start with the reverse. I think all of you have a laptop, correct? All of you have a mobile phone, definitely. Otherwise, you wouldn't be connecting here. So I believe that you are updating your mobile phone, your iPhone or your Android phone actually comes as update, Android update or Apple update or Microsoft update or like Windows update, Office update. So every software needs an update. Why does it need an update? Because everything runs on a software written by humans, and they will have weaknesses, bugs. There are two types of bugs. One is called as functional bug. Another one is called as a security bug. What is a functional bug? A function or a feature that is supposed to work but is not working. I repeat, a function or a feature that is supposed to work but is not working. That's called as functional bug. Example, you open up a Microsoft Word document, you typed an entire line and you want to bold it. What would you do? You select the entire line and you'll click on the B button, the bold button. And now you're clicking, the bold is not working. A function that is supposed to work is not working. It's called as functional bug or functional weakness. Today, we don't care about functional bug because they are very minimal in number. No harm. You can't just get things done. That's it. But let's speak about the security bug. That's a reverse of the functional bug. I repeat on the functional bug again. A function that is supposed to work, but it is not working. A reverse of it. A function that is not supposed to work. but is working for you is called as security bug. Does it make sense, guys? A function or a feature that is not supposed to work for you, but it is working for you, that is called as security bug. A security bug is called as a vulnerability. So when a software provider gets to know that there is a vulnerability in their product, the software company will fix it. The fixing time will be anywhere between 50 days to 230 days on an average. So if there is a problem, if there is a security bug, a vulnerability, for you to get a patch, it might be anywhere between 50 to 200 days. Now, in this time when there is no patch, that vulnerability is called as 0-day vulnerability. That vulnerability is called as 0-day vulnerability or 0-day exploit, if someone can exploit it. See, in a very simple example, friends, if there is a hole in the side of your wall in your house, in the side of your wall, there is a big hole. Will your gate protect it? It will not, because the problem is on the side. So can anyone come in and go like a wind without the gate knowing about it? Exactly. That's what is vulnerability all about. Okay, now what is this that I'm showing you? Zerodium is a company that buys and sells vulnerabilities. If you find a vulnerability, you go and sell it to Zerodium, they will pay you that much amount, $1 million, $500, $250,000, $200,000. So if you find a vulnerability in Microsoft, a bug in Microsoft, and you go and tell it to Zerodium, Zerodium will pay you $1 million US. You see another ecosystem altogether? So what will they do with it? They will take the vulnerability and they will go and sell it to the bad guys, who will then create malwares to attack that vulnerability. Your defenses will not work. Are you understanding the ecosystem of cybersecurity? So, okay, what if I find the vulnerability and I don't tell to Zerodium, I go tell to Microsoft? Microsoft will pay you money up to $100,000 maximum. This is 10 times more. So a lot of people would want the higher payout. So if you go to Microsoft and Microsoft pays you 100,000, there is a name for it. It's called as bug bounty. It's called as bug bounty. There are people who are full-time bug hunters. So you don't have a full-time job. Your full-time job is to find problems in other software. Once you find, you go and tell it to Microsoft, he'll give you $100,000. You go and tell it to Zerodium, he will give you $1 million. But you can't tell it to both of them. You can tell only to either one. Okay, so you can't make money in both sides, right? So this is another bug hunters. Right, so you can take bug bounty or you can take Zerodium payouts. Now, a lot of people wrongly understand that iPhones are very secure, which is not true. You look at the payouts for mobile phones. You look who is the one who's getting the top. Android gets the top payout, not iPhone. iPhone has tons and tons of vulnerabilities compared to Android phone. If I take a new Android phone out of the box and a new iPhone out of the box, I'll stand and I can prove with public data available that Android phones is far more secure than an iPhone. Now, the moment you start installing applications on the mobile phone, iPhone becomes secure than an Android phone. The problem is not in the phone. The problem is in the applications you download and install. Okay, so there's a lot of things that is not true as how we have been told. I'll tell you another example, another myth. As long as a website is an HTTPS website, the website is secure. That's what they all tell you, right? That's not true. HTTPS has nothing to do with website security. HTTPS makes the data moving from your browser to your server secure. I can list, guys. There are hundreds and hundreds of things or myths that can be busted, which a lot of people till today tell it without even understanding how it works. Cybersecurity is a science of understanding how a technology works. Find when it will not work or when it slacks and put measures to protect so that someone else doesn't exploit it. Are you understanding the cybersecurity side, guys? Okay, now let's move on. So this is to show you May 13th, ZeroDM gave a Twitter feed saying that, hey, we are enough. We have too many people submitting vulnerabilities on iPhone. We are stopping the purchase. And they started only in November 2020. So for 5 months plus, they stopped buying because so much of people have found vulnerabilities and they started selling it to ZeroDM. Okay? Now, this is a vulnerability report of an online shopping site, one of the top online shopping site in Malaysia. I'm not talking about international online shopping, it's a Malaysian shopping site. The vulnerabilities are everywhere. When people teach programming in schools and colleges and universities, they teach us how to write codes. They do not teach us how to write secure codes. Now, what is the difference? You write a line of code where you give an input A and an output B comes out. It's working. Functionality achieved. But what if I go and put A plus B plus C? You can't turn back and say that, no, input is only A. You cannot put A plus B plus C. The question is, if I put A plus B plus C, what happens next? You understand? That's what is secure coding. You need to now, as you write the code, think what will a hacker do to the code that you're writing. There are secure coding principles, 8 principles. Each one of them have the set guidelines. So if you are a software engineer, if you are a programmer, and you want to do a programming as your life, go ahead. But understand security, put and follow all these 8 principles, and secure your code so that an hacker will not have a party time on your application. Right? Input validation. Don't believe anything that comes into your website or application. Check everything, what is coming in. If you don't check, they can run scripts. Anything that goes out of your system to the user, check what is going out. Any errors, careful in what are you telling, because errors can give away a lot of information. Right? So like that, every step to protect your application from getting attacked. Secure coding principles. This again is a vertical subdomain in cybersecurity. How to go and do code review. So a programmer writes his code, a cybersecurity guy or a girl, cybersecurity person goes and sits with the programmer to check his code and find what are all the mistakes that he has done. So you become a code auditor, secure code review, as we call it as. See, guys, as we go on the slide, I'm actually putting in all the different subdomains of cybersecurity, so you understand where and what might interest you in getting on cybersecurity. Now, we've spoken about all of this, right? I have some demos for you, okay? Now let's start with one simple one. You look at this input validation. I'm going to take a website, okay? I'm going to take a website. I want to do something else, but I'll take something. I'll not go into any government sites because it's getting recorded. It's okay. So you didn't see that, okay? Right. Now, I'll take something very, very simple. This also is a Thailand one. It's a Thailand one. Okay. Let's go on it. Okay. I will come on to this later for you. Okay, let's open up Firefox. Let's come up over here and put up this URL right here. Does it look like a normal username and password? So what is this site all about, Clement? Okay, this site is the weather station, Thailand weather station. You see that? It's today's weather as reported. Many places of Malaysia was raining, including KL. Because of that, that's moving across. Okay, so anyway, it's a weather station. So I need to have a username and password to log in. Is that correct? That's what the login screens are for. It has to allow you to log in. So I don't know the username and password. I can say admin, and I can say admin123. It comes back and says, it's not true. Don't ask me what is in Thai. I have no clue about it. But all I know is it didn't log me in. Okay, well, I don't have a Thailand girlfriend. Okay, so now here we go. So no way. Go back here. Right now, instead of all of this, you see what I'm going to do. Single quote. Hope they have not fixed it. Okay, single quote or 1 is equal to 1 hash. The same thing I copy and I paste over here and I submit. Did I log in? I did log in. Something that is not supposed to work is working. This is called as security vulnerability. This particular vulnerability is called as SQL injection. Right? There are many. Right? I can actually go on and on. Right? So, but that's many. A lot of them are there. Okay. Now, let me come to this one. Microsoft Office malware. It's very easy to take over anyone's computer, guys. It's very easy to take over anyone's computer. Now, the computer that I'm actually connected to, like with you, that what you're seeing here, this is my computer where I have everything fully patched. Okay, and I'm also running an antivirus that came with the laptop. Okay, I didn't change it. I'm also telling which antivirus. Okay, McAfee. Right? It's fully all PC protected, identity protected. Web browsing, I don't want to simply waste my time scanning. Web browsing, it did not. Well, I'm not going to show you a web browsing attack. PC attack, identity is all protected. Wonderful. The Microsoft also has a built-in protection called as virus and threat protection. If I open virus and threat protection, you see that everything is closed. Everything is green. Virus threat protection, account protection, green, green. Firewall and network protection, all are green. App and browser control, everything is green. Device security, everything is locked and isolated and secure boot. So everything is on and everything is open. And since I'm a security guy, I have gone one step further, which you all wouldn't have done. Let me show you. In the Microsoft Word document, I'm using Word Office 365, which is Microsoft Word 2019. If I go to File, Options, and I go to Trust Center settings, macro, you see the setting? This only banks do. This only banks and Ministry of Defense and high profile agencies and companies will try to lock to protect. Disable all macros with notification. By default in all your laptop, it will be enabled. It will be here. I have disabled it. Okay, so everything is locked down. Okay, now let me show you how easy it is to make all these defenses look like stupid. Okay, now let me go and open up a tool called as Kali Linux. Have you heard about this one, guys? Okay, now this is called as Kali Linux. If you have never heard about it, anyone can find it and anyone can download it. It's an ethical hacking tool. That's what I call it. I don't believe in the word ethical hacking. You're either good or you're bad. You can't be good bad guy or a bad good guy. It's called as you're messed up. Yeah. So I don't like the word ethical hacking. Well, but yeah, that's what you see over here. This is what you can download. Anyone can download, and you can even download it on a phone. Okay, you have downloading over here, and you can download it, right? So you can download from Kali Linux over there, or you can say Kali Linux, download Kali Linux will take you to the straight to the page. Get Kali, you should be able to find a better, yeah. So you can choose your start with the virtual machine, mobile, cloud, containers, live boot, build scripts. You can download whatever you want. These all are free. Now, what is this? Kali Linux is a virtual machine or a distro that comes with more than 100 plus hacking tools installed pre-configured. So anyone can be a hacker. You understand that? Okay, now that's what I'm running here. And I'm going to run a tool called as Empire. Zoom in. Okay, zoom in. Now, where do I download this from? That's from this website, PowerShellEmpire.com, that contains all the tutorials for you. Okay, so let me actually clean up whatever is there from my past. So let me remove all of that so you don't get confused. Agents, remove all. These are my earlier attacks. So let me clean off all of them. So everything is clean. Right, and let me open up a new session. So I'm going to open up a full screen here, right? So now you're seeing my full screen. Is that correct, guys? Okay. Now, let me run the Empire again. This is a simple hacking tool that creates a malware that you can copy paste into a Microsoft Word document. Okay? You look at this. Listeners. There is no listener. So let me set up a listener. Set name, hacker as a listener, and execute it. Okay, then use stager macro hacker. I'm going to create a macro malware and I'm going to execute it. That's it. Work is done. The malware is right over here. Now, how do I actually find the malware? Open up another terminal window. Okay, view, zoom in, cat, because this script says the malware is now under /tmp/macro. So I'm going to go up here and say cat /tmp, the temp file /macro. Can you please show me the script? There you go. This is the malware, guys. So all that I'm going to do here is copy this whole stuff, copy, and I'm going to come to my local machine. You see this invoice? View, macro, view macro, auto open, create, and I'm actually pasting it inside. That's all. Save, close, save, close. Now this document is called as a Trojan horse. In a more simpler way, a weaponized Word document. A weaponized Word document. So anyone who opens this Word document now, their computer or their mobile phone will get infected and the hacker gets the complete control of the device. Does it make sense? I have an antivirus. I have all my viruses and protections and Windows security, everything is on. I have disabled macros in my Word configuration settings. So I've locked down everything, okay? So now let me go and open this. Something has to blare now. The antivirus is going to shout. Voila, did not happen. The Microsoft is supposed to come back and tell me that, hey, there is something running on this Word. It also did not tell anything. Is that means the macro has been removed? Let's check it out. It is still there. So our security settings, the highest security setting, is not picking up the malware that we just created with the free tool. I have opened this document. So what? Let's go back to my hacker machine. Okay, this is the script, right? This is my script, right? Let me close this. Do you see this green one? That is the malware connecting back to the hacker. So how do I now prove it to you? I am on that computer. Copy, come back here, interact, space, put this up here. Info. I am already connected to that computer. This is my desktop. And I have used the PowerShell malware. I'm running on a Windows 10 Pro, fully patched Windows system. And that's my password session key. And what all can I do in this machine? Question mark. I can upload anything I want into the machine. I can download anything I want onto the machine. I can take over your entire machine and I can watch what you're doing, including your camera. 24/7 without you even knowing. Our Windows 10 Professional with the antivirus is now a sleeping beauty. Now, if you think, oh, McAfee is not a very good antivirus, Clement. Kaspersky is very good. Oh, Trend Micro will pick up everything. Yours, you must have done something. Okay, fine. Let's prove this point. Okay. So, let me type something over here to make it newly edited. Okay, so you can see the timestamp later. Save it across. Close it. I have not removed the malware yet. Okay, malware is still inside the document. So this is the document, right? Now, there is a website which most of you might know. If not, then here is it. virustotal.com. This is a consortium platform that runs all antiviruses on earth. So whenever a security guy wants to check whether other antiviruses are picking this particular this malware or not, they can come here to check it out. Okay, so it's a community that runs all antivirus engines. So whatever you upload, it will scan across all antivirus and it'll come back and tell you how many antiviruses picked it up or not. Okay, so choose file. This is the invoice file, isn't it, on my desktop that I changed just now, 6:30 p.m. Okay, 6:30 p.m. So I'm selecting that and I'm confirming upload. So now let's see how many antiviruses pick up that malware that we just created. The malware was created right in front of your eyes. You look at that undetected coming up. It checked with 62 antivirus agents, including your Alibaba, Avast, Avira, Baidu, Bitdefender, Komodo, Cynet, MCSoft, FireEye, ESET, F-Secure, Fortinet, Kaspersky, Malwarebytes, McAfee, Microsoft, different edition of McAfee, Sentinel-1, Panda, Sophos, Symantec, Trend Micro. Has it covered everything? All enterprise antivirus, paid and free, nothing detected. No security vendors flagged this file as malicious, a file that has infected my Windows 10 and has given a full access of the computer. Are you getting a hang of what is cybersecurity all about, friends? Understanding how our defenses work. More importantly, understanding when they don't work. Come up with defenses, protecting customers. If you enjoy breaking and you want to make that as a profession, you need to be a little bit careful, okay? Because if you enjoy breaking, you can use penetration testing. You can be a pen tester. Good. But you should stay in that level. Don't become a hacker because it becomes illegal. However you run, one day things will catch up with you. So never go in the bad side. All that I'm showing you is to get you a glimpse of it, not to encourage you to become bad. Believe that. Okay, remember that. All right. Okay, so now you have seen a very simple demo. Can anyone do that? Yes. Everything is publicly documented. See, a lot of us, okay, let me give another example. A lot of us, or rather, I think would all of us have WhatsApp? And we all receive images in WhatsApp? What if that image has a malware? What if that image has a malware? Do you know it? You don't know. Do you know how to protect your mobile phone? We don't know. We simply do everything that we can do on a mobile phone. The mobile phone is with us in the bedroom and in the bathroom. A lot of us take selfies in our mobile phone. You might take selfies in the toilet. You might have private pictures in your mobile phone. What if your mobile phone gets hacked? It's very easy to hack your mobile phone, and there are 1,001 ways to hack into your mobile phone without even touching your mobile phone. One such simple way is sending an image into your mobile phone as a WhatsApp image. Can everyone do it? Yes. Is it publicly available? Yes. Right over here. Fake image exploiter. This is the tool. Step by step. And they also have a video, and you end up creating a JPEG file. You send this across. Anyone who opens it, their device belongs to you digitally. So there are attacks all over the place, my dear friends. So how do we protect our customers? How do we protect our families? How do we protect ourselves? Questions, right? Questions. Now, quickly, I'm going to take you to the slide back. So we have done this. Now I'm going to show you a simple one on mobile application. Like, all of you are students, right? Most of you, I think every one of you are students, except few who are the organizers. Now, if you are a student, you might be actually downloading a whole lot of applications. You might actually have gaming applications running on your mobile phone, right? You might have gaming applications that you might be running on your mobile phone. You might be downloading a lot of apps for a lot of purposes. Most of the apps that you download might have a malware in it. When you're downloading Pokemon Go, or when you're downloading your games, how do you verify it? Do you only go by the name of the app, or you check the name of the app and the publisher of the app? Always good to check the name and the publisher, not only the name. And careful with all the free games that you're downloading. So here is a quick demo that I'm going to show you. Again, using Kali Linux. I'm going to do a little bit of changes on this machine here. Let's close this off. Right. Yes, close it off. Okay. I'm going to change my VM settings from a local network to internet. I'm going to put this machine on internet straight down. So that will change my IP address. Let me check this IP address. Okay, 107. Let me check whether I'm going on to internet now. Google.com. Yep, my internet is all working. So let me close this up. Open up another new terminal. Okay. Do you see this Pokemon Go.apk file, guys? This is the original Pokemon Go game. What I'm going to do in front of your eyes is now very simple. One-line code, just one-line code. I'm going to take a copy of this Pokemon Go original game, and I'm going to make a clone. That means copy. Inside the copy, I am going to insert malware, and then I can upload to Google Store. Now I don't have time to upload and then wait for them to approve and then download. So once I create this clone, I'm going to copy straight into my mobile phone here, and I'm going to install it. You're going to see the whole process. Once it is installed, okay, once it is installed, you will know what's going to happen on the mobile phone. Okay, a quick one. Right now, to make my life a little bit more easier, I have it documented here. Okay, these are the steps. So this is the IP address I'm changing, and I'm going to copy this whole stuff. Okay, this is just not to make some typo mistakes. Paste here, right? So if you look at it, I'm taking the original Pokemon Go.apk from the desktop. I am inserting a malware called as Android Metapeter. I can also create the same thing for iPhone. Giving my IP address to connect back the port number, and I'm creating a clone, and the clone I can keep it as Pokemon. If you want to rename the stuff as 2021 as the latest Pokemon game. Enter. So now this guy goes and creates a clone, adds a whole lot of permissions, because whenever we install an app, we always say allow, 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 correct? We don't read, we don't even think what is that implications for that allow. We just simply say allow. So just that one line, it creates a clone and it adds in a whole lot of permissions. It injects some malware inside and it'll give you a clean another clone Pokemon Go. Will the Pokemon Go work? It will work because I've taken a copy of it. So the game will work. You will not find any difference in the game. But with the game, there is a malware that is running. Are you understanding, guys? See, I'm trying to impart the different arenas or subdomains or areas of cybersecurity, whether it is endpoint specific, whether it is web specific, whether it is mobile specific, whether it's a network specific, right? So there's a lot of different stuff. So it is rebuilding now. It added a whole lot of permissions: read SMS, call phone, record audio, read contacts. So it is doing a whole lot of things which your Pokemon Go don't do. Okay, so only thing it did not do, unfortunately, something went wrong. It didn't add permission for my camera. Okay. We'll give it later, right? It didn't. It is supposed to. I think some code did not run properly. It didn't. Okay, it is actually rebuilding. Shouldn't take such long. Something might have gone for a toss. Hopefully it actually completes so we can get a demo up and running, because I have a few more things to share with you. Okay, demo wise, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go into how to get into cybersecurity. What are things that you have to do? What is the job scope looks like, right? How much of jobs that are out there? So I'm going to go into that right away. Okay, so here we go. Rebuilding is done. Signing, aligning, payload is all over. So I can now close this guy off. This is the duplicate. So this is the original and this is the duplicate. So now I'm going to use a cable to get this into my virtual machine here, my phone. I'm going to copy it into my phone physically because I don't have time to go upload to Google Store, wait for them to update, approve. They will approve. I've done it many times before. It approves. So let me copy this guy and drop him inside. So I am copying this as if I'm downloading it from Google Store. Okay, just simulating it out. Copying, copied. Work is done. So once it's done, this is here because I've connected my phone on a cable. So I'm going to remove the cable off. I'm going to remove the cable off. Now this is gone. So now this phone is not connected to anything. Okay. So now I need to set up something on this machine as a hacker screen. So let me go and do that. MSF console. 1 minute. It'll all be ready. Zoom in. Okay. Oh, I did not start the service. That's all right. Guys, is it interesting so far? Because you've been very quiet, guys. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Or can I stop? Right? All right. Okay. See, let's try to copy this. So again, to cut short on the typos. .168.c again. That was a typo. So quick. 107. That was IP address, correct, guys? And set L port 1, 2, 3, 4. Exploit. So work is done. Now let me go into my machine. This is my phone, guys. This is my Samsung Note 10. Sorry, Note 8. Okay, so you are seeing my phone live on the screen. Can you confirm? Are you seeing my screen? Guys, can you confirm? Are you seeing my phone?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, right? Yep. Wonderful. Great. So I'm going to go into my files. And this is what I copied just now, recent files. Okay, so I'm going to install it. It'll tell me that I did not download. Are you sure you want to install? I'm going to say yes, install. Anyway, install. Okay, so it might say that I did not download, but I'll still say install anyway. Okay. Yep, install anyway. It says 8. It didn't come down from Google Store. Yeah. App installed. Are we clear? Now, this is the mobile phone. Again, a fully protected mobile phone. Not jailbroken. Okay, don't send for scanning. Not jailbroken, not rooted, fully protected with Samsung Knox and all kind of stuff. So, okay. So before I open here, let me go and open this Kali machine on the side. So on your right hand side, you see the hacker machine. On your left hand side, you see a mobile phone. Okay. So I'm going to go and open this over here. Do you see what happened on the right hand side? This was not there before. So the moment I open the app in the mobile phone, the malware infected the mobile phone, connected to the hacker machine right over here. This is called as command and control, CNC. So now I can control the entire phone. I can dump call log. I can dump the contact. I can dump the SMSs. I can dump your WhatsApp. I can send SMSs. I can make phone calls. I can now live stream the web camera of the mobile phone, the front camera and the back camera with the microphone. How do you feel if this is happening inside your bedroom and your bathroom? Okay, right? So there's a lot of things that I can do on the mobile phone. I can do online banking, your mobile banking without even you knowing. A lot of things can be done right from the phone now. Okay, let's go and say allow. Anyway, that's what we say all the time, right? Allow, 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 allow. Okay, so for those who have played Pokemon Go, you would recognize the screen. Okay, so you're using full screen mode, the home, back, recent buttons are hidden to minimize. Okay, blah blah. Is that the Pokemon Go, guys? If you can identify the music. Okay, so now let me show you something. Let me close everything that is there. Okay, this is what is running now, right? The malware is in this app. So I'm going to go and close this app. You see what happened on the hacker side? Disconnect. So, okay, it disconnected because I closed the app. Now, before I open the app, let me go to permissions, go to settings, apps. I want to show you the stuff. Plus, you remember there was one camera did not get properly activated. Let me do that here. Permissions. Okay. by default camera must have got enabled. Some error in the demo, so it did not. Okay, so I've just enabled the camera. If you want, I can go for the location, microphone, or whatever. Okay, so let's close this out. Now let me open up the Pokemon Go again. So I'm opening the Pokemon again. You see that? The connection comes back again. Now, okay, let me minimize the volume of this, making so much noise. Okay, I'm gonna have the phone in my hand, right? The phone is in my hand. Right, now, let's come here, webcam underscore stream. By default, it'll take the back camera. If I want to change it to the front camera, I have to give the camera number here. Okay, so I'm taking the back camera by default. That's my office phone. Okay, hold on. Let me make it full screen for you. That's my office cabinet inside my house, my office room. You see the whole stuff? It's a full, you can actually decide how much of clarity you want to see. That's my server that's on my room. And you can actually are seeing a full-fledged, I'm actually moving the phone and you can see the whole stuff down. So pretty much a high definition camera feed is coming without a light in the back. There is no light in the back. There is no light in the front. You have no clue that the phone is infected and the phone is streaming the data live. Welcome to cybersecurity world. Okay, so with all of that done, okay, this can minimize. Let me go back into my slide. Okay, from IT to cybersecurity. Now, since I have put the label as from general IT to cybersecurity, it doesn't mean those that are not in IT stream cannot come to cybersecurity. You can still come, provided you are ready to learn some basics of networking. And you should be having the so-called as analytical skill set. That means if I throw you somewhere, you will find a way to get out of that place. You understand? The logical thinking. That's very important. By you just studying IT, the logical mind doesn't come automatic. It is built in. It's inside you. You need to take it out. If I put you into a scenario, will you be able to come out of it, or you're going to sit in a corner and sit and cry? Right? If you're going to sit and cry, well, cybersecurity is not for you. If you're going to find a way to sneak out, welcome. You are needed in cybersecurity. Right? Now, the unemployment rate is at its peak in all the other areas. But unemployment rate is at 0% in 2019. And if you are watching your LinkedIn, if you're having a LinkedIn account and you're watching your LinkedIn, the only industry that has non-stop recruiting the entire 2020 and 2021 is cybersecurity. Okay? Unemployment rate is at 0% in 2019 because there is not enough people. And there'll be 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs by 2021, which is this year. And this 3.5 million is not a global number, my dear friends. This is ASEAN number. This 3.5 million is not a global number. This is only in ASEAN. This part of the world, 10 countries. There's a huge shortage in cybersecurity in Malaysia and across the region all the way till US. The numbers are falling, right? So more than 2 million openings will be in Asia Pacific region. 400,000 will be in Europe. The US has a total employed cybersecurity workforce consisting of 715,000 people, and there are 314,000 unfilled positions. In Malaysia, there are few tens of thousands unfilled positions in cybersecurity as of today. When people are giving advertisements, I'm open to work, I'm open to work, I don't have work, I don't have food to eat, I'm struggling, I've been laid off. The industry that is keep on taking people is cybersecurity. Will it stop, or is it just a boom? After 2025 everything will become silent? No. More and more devices that we connect to internet, the attacks are going to increase tremendously. As more and more new technologies that we invent, there is definitely going to be a way to hack it. And we definitely need people to protect it. So, one steady growth industry that's going to be like this and is going to be better than this in the next 10 to 20 years minimum. And if you are willing to learn every day, you want to learn every day to make your life more interesting, then this is the industry that you can actually come on to, both in career and learning opportunities. Now, let me take a very simple example, guys. If you are a programmer, you start your career as a programmer. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not actually putting all the other jobs down, okay? Please go wherever your heart goes, okay? But for comparison perspective, right? You start your career as a programmer, right? Let's say you're a programmer, you're a software engineering student, you're learning Java programming, PHP programming, and a whole lot of stuff. So you're a programmer. After 5 years, you start with junior programmer. After 5 years, programmer. After 10 years, senior programmer. After 15 years, project manager. After 20 years, senior project manager. After 30 years, depending upon your company, you might get something higher than that, but that's all you stop. Your ladder stops in programming. That's it. Believe me, I came from that ladder. You are starting your career as a network engineer. You're starting your career as a network engineer, junior network engineer, senior network engineer, network administrator, data center administrator, architect, consultant. Stop. That's it. There's nothing much to go. Cybersecurity analyst, cybersecurity consultant, cybersecurity lead consultant, cybersecurity manager, chief information security officer. You get a C level in less than 15 years. Right? For example, see, we do the mentoring for a lot of people. I'll give an example. His name is Mr. Praveen. Did his Bachelor's of Science in Taylor's University. Final year, when he met me, and he attended my 7 days boot camp in getting him prepared, because whatever they are learning in the college is not enough. So 7 days boot camp to get him up. Then we mentored and we placed him in Domino's Pizza. And we guided him through the process. We helped him in the placement and we guided him through the process. Right? In this whole process, okay, Cybertronium don't do placement service. Huh? No money was involved. Pure CSR. Okay, now, place in Domino's. When he left Domino's, after 3 years, he was a manager. You know where is he today? Mr. Praveen Nair, Cybersecurity head, Karsam. Total experience, 5 years. Give him another 3 years. He will be a chief information security officer in some company. Shortest duration, fastest growth, good revenue stream, take you to C-level, challenging environment, learning opportunity throughout the process. Depending upon the stream you take and depending upon the company you select, the acceleration can be very good. This is where, like Mr. Michael, like us, we can be of assistance through this process. Okay, and that's why we are here talking about it to you. Okay, so desire to grow is the motivation to reach higher and bigger positions. All right, there's plenty of varieties, guys. There are plenty of varieties. You can work in a smaller company, you can work in a bigger company. See, common mistakes that people do or the students do is, the first job that I want to go and join in a very big company, Accenture, Ernst & Young, KPMG. I want the big five, Grant Thornton. Now if you ask me, I am dead against that logic. You know why? You'll be one among the 100. I know, for example, Praveen, the success story. I have a long list of success stories, but again, since I spoke about Praveen, I'll take Praveen and his college mates who joined Accenture, who joined EY. They started the job as people who were actually helping in consultants to do report writing. Now, Praveen is security head. Those people in those big companies, they have not grown much. They are still doing documentation. They are still doing a little bit of technical hands-on here and there. Do you want to be like that? Or do you want to get your hands dirty? You ask me, get your hands dirty in the first 5 years of your life. As dirty as possible. Learn everything that you can. Don't worry about your salary much. But that doesn't mean that I'm asking you to go and work for peanuts. But don't compare your salary with the big fives, because the small, medium enterprises is where you will learn a lot, but you will not get that high salary, but you will get a decent salary. A decent salary for a cybersecurity starts around 3,500 to 4,500. Accenture will give you 5,500 to 6,000. So there might be a 1,500 ringgit kind of a difference. But the learning and the jump there afterwards is going to be faster when you get your hands dirty and learn as much as you can. Okay, remember this as my piece of advice to you, or tip or suggestion to you. So a roadmap to a cybersecurity career. Where do I start? Right? Get yourself immersed. Get the right internship. Very important. Get the right internship. I was talking to my friend's son, who is actually doing his degree in Sunway University. Okay. Now he did the final year project, because my friend reached out to me and said, Clement, my son needs final year internship. Can you please help? So I said, okay, I'll place him in one of my friend's company. And he did a very good job there. And then his name is Mr. Ian, okay, the boy who did the internship. So he came to me over a dinner one day and said, uncle, okay, he calls me uncle because I know him from small child. So he calls me uncle. My classmates, they are actually creating websites for final year projects. Nothing to do with cybersecurity. Will that help them? I said it's not going to help them at all. Because if you are doing an internship in creating website, how different are you compared to all the other people out there? So how do you place yourself? How do you position yourself when you enter into the job market? You have wasted 6 to 8 months of your final year when you're doing your internship and your final year project. So selecting the right company to do internship and selecting a right project to do your final year project, very important in your life, guys. I understand from Mr. Michael, a lot of people are in final years. So I'm telling you, careful in selecting. If you don't know what to select, write to Mr. Michael or write to me. I'll tell you. I can give you a list of all projects that you can actually pick it up that can be very useful in your work life. We can help you through the process. Don't worry. Right? So help is at hand. It's that you need to ask. Right. Now, let me run through this. Right? You're already taking college or technical classes. Right? You're already taking degrees. If you have taken cybersecurity degree, it is well and good. If you have taken IT degree, no harm. If you have taken some other degree, there must be a little bit of gap that we need to fix it. Okay? Read cybersecurity dailies. For example, look at this site. Look at this site. The Hacker News. Oops, spelling wrong. The Hacker News.com. Wow, 7 o'clock. I have only 20 minutes left. Full time. Okay, now here we go. The Hacker News, guys. This one, spend 10-15 minutes a day. This is not a bad site. This is a news site. It actually tells you about all the different attacks, vulnerabilities. It talks about the tools. In one place, you get to know a lot of things. Start reading this every day. When you're reading it, you will encounter words that you don't understand. For example, you look at this. Command and Control C2. You see this one? Right? CNC server. Command and Control this one. You will not understand this. Go and Google for it. Spend every day 30 minutes to 1 hour in going through this news. It's in English. You don't understand some words. Google those words and try to understand. What is this command and control? You remember in both my demos just now, once the word got open, the hacker screen showed that computer. That screen is called as command and control. When on the mobile phone, when you open the Pokemon, there was a connection going back to the hacker. That is command and control. The screen the hacker controls your device is called as command and control. So there might be a lot of words that you would not understand. Definitely, you're not gonna understand anything when you see it. Take those words one by one, write it down if you want, or create an Excel sheet. Start putting that word and start finding what it means and write the description next to it. Keep it as an Excel sheet. Create the dictionary or vocabulary or like whatever you want to call it as. Start doing that. Believe me, guys, 6 months, you will start talking like a cybersecurity expert because you would have understood all the different vulnerabilities, all the different attacks, and all the different terminologies. As you're studying, do this parallelly. This will bring you from wherever you are, whichever stream you are, in understanding what is happening. Okay? So this is a very important step in getting into the field because you will start understanding the different attacks. Join cybersecurity professional groups. I will send details to Mr. Michael who can just forwarded to you on professional groups that you can join. Right, we are starting one in September. We are actually running one, but we want to expand it further for college students like you. We are only on professional side, but in October, we are launching one for students and professionals together. So every member can be a mentor helping each other, right? So I will also send that details across when we are launching it in October to Mr. Michael, right? So there are a lot of groups that you can join there that's available. Gain hands-on experience, internships, part-time, full-time, right? I'm going to tell you where to go and join shortly. Volunteer wherever possible, right? Volunteer wherever possible. Once you are able to talk, see, there are people who come back and say, Clement, we are not very technically strong, but we can talk well. I can articulate it well. I can explain it well. I have it in me. My parents are teachers, you know, it's in my DNA. I can articulate things better. Then reach out to me. I have job for you as trainers. You understand? Oh, that means the trainer should know technical? The content is going to be trained to you. The labs are going to be given to you. The step-by-step manuals are going to be given to you. You're going to articulate it out. One of the shortage that's available across the world is cybersecurity trainers. I have job right away. Okay, right? So, well, I don't want go very technical, Clement, but I like talking. I like articulating. Trainers, right? Then comes certifications, guys. Earn certifications. Now, this is where you need to know which certification to take. There are many certifications that are out there, very expensive, like SANS, 10,000, 15,000, EC Council, 9,000, 12,000, 15,000. You don't have to, right? Get the right certification. I will actually point you to the right certifications that you can go with the government of Malaysia, fully funded. So why would you want to pay? And even if you want to pay out of your pocket, is it 4,000, 5,000 ringgit? Far more cheaper than 15,000. See, a lot of people say, "Oh, is it been accredited, or is it been worldwide? All the worldwide people recognize this certificate?" When people come and say, I said, it's a wrong question. Why? If your certificate is recognized in US, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to go to US now? Is anyone who's going to give you a job in US? But the job is here in this region for you now. So get certificates that is recognized in this country and in this region to start with. Your experience will nullify your certificate later. Don't have to worry about US. It'll automatically happen. Or Australia or whatever it is. So these are the few important things that you need to do to get started in your cybersecurity field. Now coming back to specialization, you remember all the colorful rainbow colors that I was talking about earlier? Here we go. Yellow team, orange team, red team, purple team, blue team, green team. So if you are actually a programmer who want to come into cybersecurity, then you can take the yellow team to build cyber secure applications. If you want to be a trainer, you are in the orange team. Articulating, training. Red team, this is pen testers, offensive, breakers. These are purple team, integrating defensive tactics with offensive results, incident responders. These are the guys who are SOC guys, defenders. Right? And these are the automation guys. And the white team are those that actually are creating policies, architectures, frameworks, compliances, standards, regulations like ISO 27001. All of that comes under white team. Right? So whatever I've been actually building all this while, you can fall in any of this there afterwards. Right, guys? And these are our courses with Cybersecurity Malaysia and your government of Malaysia under Ministry of Communication and Multimedia Malaysia. I have mapped, okay, I'm going to give the slide deck to you guys so that Mr. Michael can access it across. I have mapped each and every course to the respective teams that you can go. Okay, these are funded. Okay, these are funded, right? And it is fully accredited. If you have taken any of these courses and you have passed it, there's an examination you have to pass. You can reach out to MBOT, Malaysian Board of Technologists, and you will be able to put a title TS in front of your name. Technology specialist. Like a lot of people put IR like engineers. The same way you can put technology specialist, TS. So the courses are affordable. Most of them are actually with grants by governments. And you can have international accreditations because it's been accepted by OIC countries all over, including ASEAN region. Everyone will appreciate the certificate given by the logo of the government and the CSM and our logo on it anyway. You will see also my signature in the corner, but it's all there. It's a government stuff. So immediate opportunity of training and placement. Okay, now if anyone is in the final years or those who have finished their final year and they're looking for a job, sign up for this now. It's called as your PMLA package, the recovery package the Prime Minister has announced under Cybersecurity Malaysia called as Cyber CASA. Apply it. If you look at here, that's your email address, pimale-cybercasa@cybersecurity.my, or you can scan the QR code, or this is the website to go. These are the programs that are available. Again, free, fully funded. I repeat, free. Not only training, on the job training. That means you will be placed for job. And you will be paid to start with 1,200. If you're jobless and you don't know where to start here first. After 3 months, you have on the job training, easier for placement with Cybersecurity Malaysia, and all the participating companies, including us, will help you to find a job after the 3 months. But 3 months, confirmed job. Training plus on the job training plus payments given to you every month, 1,200, to bring you through this difficult times of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, there is one more thing I want to tell you. With this, it is important. The next one is this. Again, scan the QR code, take the link, register for this Microsoft event. There's a Microsoft, HP, Intel event. It speaks about a whole lot of opportunities, vulnerabilities available like firmware vulnerabilities. There's a panel discussion with all the big guys in there. Cloud security, because cloud security and firmware security is the talk of the world now. Malaysian government is investing more than 1 billion ringgit in cloud security related jobs in 2021 and 2022. So all of this will be very, very useful for you in learning what are the cloud security tools. What is the industry people telling you? So if you ask me this one next week, I would tell it as mandatory for all of you to attend, to understand how industry people speak. What are the technologies that are driving the future now on cybersecurity, right? Please spend that 2 hours, guys, 2-3 hours maximum. Okay, and you get a lot of takeaways. You get a lot of videos, PowerPoints, tools. You get a lot of things out of this. Okay, so please register. Don't forget, please register. Right? So with that, any questions, guys?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
I have like 3 questions. Do you mind?
go ahead.
Okay. First, I want to ask like, is certification like really needed to get a job in cybersecurity? Certification like CompTIA or like CompPlus to like get a job in cybersecurity. Are those like really needed?
Okay, now certifications will help you to start with, but any certifications will help. Not necessarily CompTIA. See, not necessarily Cybertronium or EC Council or ISC Squared or SANS. Any certificate will definitely help you to start if you are a fresher. Are you with me? The moment you have an experience, certificate doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's like a beginners.
Yes, to
beginners.
get you to in, you need to have some certificate. So that's why I'm saying don't spend a lot of money because you have started. You might have actually have been living in your parents' investment, right? So rather than actually like putting in 9,000 for EC Council or other things or SANS and everything, go to this government sponsored stuff because you just need a certificate. Plus, if they can help you for mentorship or on-job training, that will get you into the job stream. The moment you get into the job stream, then what you know is more value than the paper there afterwards.
Okay, got it. And then
Because,
another question.
okay, hold on. Because every interview, for example, if you come to my company for an interview for penetration testing, for example, I will not ask you for certificates because I know the 5-day training wouldn't have taught you a lot. What have you done after that? Your practice on those things. So I would be asking you tool specific questions. What tool did you use? How did you use it? In this scenario, what will you do? So that will only come from your experience, will not come from your certification.
Okay, I see.
Go ahead.
Okay. Another question is I want to talk about cybersecurity internship. So currently, I want to find an internship for my schools and studies and stuff like that. But it's quite hard to find cybersecurity internships, to be honest. Currently, the only internship or training that I found is the thing that you just showed us just now, the government one. And besides that, I found like 0 cybersecurity internship in Malaysia. Can you give us some like tunnels or some way to get like internships for cybersecurity?
There's a lot of companies who are looking for internships. Reach out to us. Reach out to so Michael, should I give my email address or they all reach out to you and then you will forward to me? Then it's also fine. If you're looking for internships, do send it to us and we can forward it to a whole lot of companies, guys, because we are in the market and a whole lot of friends have a whole lot of companies out here on cybersecurity. It's a small community, so we can spread the word across. But as of I know, a lot of people need internship.
Okay, so I just go ask Michael for that? Like just email Michael, or do I just
Michael?
Yeah, well, we will help you to get connected either way. Yeah, so if Mr. Clement is happy to provide his email address for you all, or even connect with him on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah,
right?
that'll be easier.
Exactly, that will probably easier. Yeah, so please look for Mr. Clement on LinkedIn as well. You can connect him with him directly. That's what this session is all about as well, for you to be able to connect with your mentors, with your coaches, with the seniors that help you in terms of your future career. Got it? That's it, right? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then the last question is, since just now Mr. Clement has like performed to us that those like penetration testing or like victim kind of things, then how do we prevent, or like how does blue team does their thing? How does the defense side come to the mind?
See, there is a lot of different technologies that actually comes in. Antivirus alone is not enough. On the laptop, you need to have your second and third layers of defense like EDR, endpoint detection and response, right? So there are many other technologies that you have to put in place, for which you will have to study, learn, understand, and then you should know how to architect it, deploy. That's all part of your learning and then growing, buddy. Okay. So from a computer perspective, you have something called as EDR. Then you have something called as XDR. endpoint detection and response. Then you have cross-layered detection and response. Then you have something called as DLP. Then you have something called as user entity behavior analytics. There's a lot of technologies that is there in cybersecurity to make life difficult, right? So that's from an endpoint perspective on a computer or service. Now on a mobile phone, an antivirus is totally useless on a mobile phone. Okay, an antivirus is totally useless on a mobile phone. You need to have a technology called as mobile threat defense. If you actually go quickly and type in on Google as mobile threat defense, it's called as MTD, mobile threat defense, MTD. Okay, so this is the technology that you need to look for. An antivirus will not help. Your mobile phone has tons and tons of attacks to come, but the problem here is all these MTDs, they only sell to enterprise. So if consumers want to buy, then there is a problem. So what we did was 2 months back, we spoke to the enterprise, the #1 MTD in the world called as Zimperium, and we upfront purchased enterprise licenses, and we are the only one in the region who are giving it to consumers. So if you go to this MTD link in our site, cybertronium.com, you will find a link called as MTD. This is the only place that you can buy MTD for consumers, single license. For you or your family members, for your stuff. There's a lot of information over here, the type of attacks and all kind of details over here. And it's like 200 ringgit. For students, I can even give it to you less than that. So right, so reach out to me if you need it. Okay, right. So there's a lot of questions here answered. Right, so this is the only place in the region for now that sells it for consumers. I'm not doing it as a business. I am actually doing it in getting the enterprise to the consumers to protect your mobile phones. So like this, there are a lot of technologies, friend. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I think is
Chua.
it Che? Yeah, Chua. Yeah, you have a question?
Hello, good evening, sir. I have a questions. Just now you have demo us those Microsoft Word and also the Pokemon Go, those virus. So how do we going to solve it to delete those files or apps were helpful, or any other methods?
Okay, so if for example from mobile phone, if you want to find out whether your mobile phone is infected or not, there is no way to find out except you have a MTD, mobile threat defense, which is what I will actually spoke and just show you where you can get it. Mobile threat defense is the only way that you can actually pick up any attack or anything that is sitting on your mobile phone. Otherwise, there is no other way on there. On the laptop wise, you need to get an antivirus together with EDR. For example, Trend Micro Apex 1 has both antivirus and EDR together, or Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection, ATP. They have both antivirus and EDR. So whenever you're buying an antivirus or your endpoint, don't look only for antivirus. Ask, I want antivirus and EDR together. So it comes as a single product. It will be like $20-30 more than an antivirus, but it will protect you better.
Okay. So it means our phone and laptop is when it's infected. So for ourselves, for ordinary person cannot solve it without the professional help, is it?
No, you just have to buy it. Just buy an MTD. It will solve your mobile problem. Buy a antivirus with an EDR, solves your computer problem. Just buy. You just need to know what to buy, and that is exactly what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. I think along the way, there's quite a few questions, but I think a long way has been answered by Mr. Clement. Yeah. So any other, any one of you still have questions that you want to pose to Mr. Clement, because we're closing in with the time as well.
Okay. One question I see from Albert. It was an interesting
Right,
question.
Albert. Yes.
Yes. Hi, this is Albert.
Yes, Albert. Go ahead.
I want to ask in regarding to the training they're providing, right? from the Cyber Casa side.
Yeah.
Is there, because I want to, because we can only take a training for a specific specialized position only, right? Like this is security analyst, certified data security professional, etc., right? Only for one of each, right? When is the due date you're going to be setting in place for this? Because I kind of want to read through it before I want to confirm my choices.
The classes are starting from September onwards.
Oh, September onwards, okay.
Right. The classes are starting from September onwards. Each and every program has its own timeline. You can reach out to CSM to get those timelines. We are conducting certified penetration tester in that list, and a whole lot of other partners are actually doing the rest.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Albert, the reason why I actually picked up your name is because of the question you put in the chat box. Would MITRE ATT&CK help? MITRE ATT&CK will definitely help. MITRE ATT&CK, if you can actually read every technique a day, right? If you can read every technique, one technique a day under a tactic, then that will also help you a lot in understanding the different things. But that's going to be very technical. And if you're not from an IT background, you might struggle a lot there. That's why I did not use MITRE ATT&CK as an example. Hacker News, anyone can start because it's just a news to start with, right? So yeah, that's all. So if it's a technical and if you want to start with MITRE ATT&CK, that's the best you can start with.
I see. Okay, I'll give Hacker News a try too. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Sam Lee.
Yes. So I have one question is that because in developer point of view, there's a lot of part-time and freelance for programming and developing a website. So is there an ecosystem for developer or freelance as in cybersecurity persona?
So far, no. But it's supposed to have kicked in from 2020. Unfortunately, COVID-19 disrupted it. Why am I saying that is? Bank Negara came up with a new compliance requirement called as Risk Management in Technology, RMIT. If you just go to Google and type RMIT, Bank Negara, Malaysia. Okay, so if you actually go and type RMIT, Risk Management in Technology, Bank Negara, and hit enter, what you will find there is you will find a PDF document. That's the compliance that every financial institution and their contractors and vendors must follow. That mandates that everyone must do secure coding. So if you are a secure coding certified, then you are the immediate snatch, or you will be the guy who will be snatched immediately for freelance and for full-time job. Did it answer your question, Sam?
Yes, that answered my question.
Yeah,
thank you.
It did not come in full force because of the COVID-19. So once we are back to normal, it will get applied immediately. Yep. Anyone else?
Right. Anyone else? I'm sure everyone has learned a lot, and I think some of you are stunned as well in terms of what you've said and what Mr. Clem has shared. Right.
Yeah, I see a lot of scary. Oh my God.
I think there's one from what Yasuta, right? What's the difference? Yasuta, would you like to ask the questions directly, or you're too shy to ask questions directly? Are you still there?
Okay, VJ has said, rest in peace, Galaxy Note 8. Okay, same thing happened to Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and the same thing happens to iPhone 14, your iPhone 12, the OS like 14.x. It all happens, buddy. Okay, anyone else, guys?
I think there's a questions about, does participating in CTF actually helping to gain experience?
Yeah, does participating CTF actually helping to gain experience? It will help you to gain skill set, not experience.
Right.
Right. And experience really comes from the real life scenario when you're in customer places where there are tons and tons of different defenses trying to make your life difficult. That's when you learn a lot from an experience perspective. The CTFs will actually get you started. It will introduce you to with techniques and all of that, which will definitely help in gaining experience.
Right. Carl, you're saying that there's a few questions from YouTube as
Yeah.
well. Would you like to kind of read it out?
Yeah.
Because we are
There's-
not, yeah, we can't read what is on YouTube
Yeah,
right now.
there is one question that has been posted. What is the difference between computer
Okay,
forensic
so-
and cybersecurity?
Hmm.
Okay, so what is the difference between computer forensic and cybersecurity? Your forensic is one of the field in cybersecurity, right? So your forensics actually investigating an attack. An attack can be from cyber, or an attack can be on physical, right? Or it can be a criminal crime scene where you are investigating some devices that you find in the crime scene. So it can be anything, right? So forensic is a science by itself and is a pillar by itself. Very interesting area, but unfortunately not many jobs.
Okay. Thank you for the first answer. So we come to the second question, which is, hi sir, do you think it's better to take a degree in computer science if I want to become a pen tester instead of a degree in cybersecurity, as all these security skill can be learned from security cert? As the computer science degree will let you understand how system work, and it is going to be easier for you to be a pen tester, isn't it? May I have your opinion on this?
Okay, right. So good way of actually thinking. Okay, good. Yes, if you're learning computers, I'm a computer science engineer. I'm not a cybersecurity engineer, right? But anyway, when you learn computer science, you will understand, if at all. Okay, that depends upon your curriculum. Okay, if your curriculum is teaching you the network side, the curriculum is teaching your application side, your curriculum is teaching about your architecture side, then you will be more stronger than the cybersecurity guys. Because if you learn the network side, your OS level intricacies, and your software side, your application and the software side, you will know how another programmer would have written the code, and you will be more faster in breaking it. You will understand how the packets and the network works, so you know where to go and look for. So definitely it helps. The industry doesn't see a difference. The industry sees what you know.
Okay, thank you for that. And I guess we have one last question from our YouTube, which is what if you are from other industry trying to change your career? Where should I start? And he's not from IT. And also, is there any age limit to apply for Cyber CASA?
No, there's no age limit for Cyber CASA. Anyone can actually apply, right? And with respect to coming from other industry or other vertical in, I actually gave you a slide that actually had a different boxes, a circle one. That is what you need to follow. Very easy, very straightforward.
Excellent.
Advice for fresh grads that have computer forensics degree. Ursus, can I actually get a little bit more detail on what is that degree name and which university?
Ursus, are you there?
Because different university uses the same name with a different content altogether.
Right.
Yes, Ursus.
Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Computer forensics degree in which university? What is the full name of it?
It's actually like a joint cooperation with Singapore Kaplan. The university degree is from University of Portsmouth.
Okay. And it says a bachelor's of computer forensics.
Yes, correct. No, bachelor's in science.
Bachelor's in science with forensic specialization.
Bachelor's in science for forensics computing.
Okay. In the forensics computing, what do they teach you?
Malware forensics, some forensics investigations. We also touch in like data mining and
Threat hunting.
General computing stuff. It's been like 1-2 years, so the courses for me has been like kind of gone.
Okay, fine.
Still, yeah.
So for what you have learned, buddy, there are a few things that you can go. You can go to security operation centers, SOC operators. Okay, there are around 10 plus companies that operate SOC in Malaysia. All of them need SOC analysts who have actually studied malware forensics, memory forensics, data mining, and all of that. So that is the easiest stuff. You will definitely get a job immediate. Okay, so SOC analyst and try to look out for all the SOC operators, security operation center companies in Malaysia to start with, or in the region. They always have openings all the time. The second thing is you can actually go into threat intelligence and threat hunting. This is another job that many banks have openings.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there is one more question from YouTube, which is CCNA certificate is helpful in my career in security technology?
Okay. I'm not a big fan of product-based certifications. Let me explain why. If you are a CCNA, that means you have Cisco Certified Network Administrator, correct? CCNA. Now, or Network Administrator or Network Associate. I'm not very sure, but anyway, it is based on Cisco product. Now, how many companies in Malaysia using Cisco? So a product-based certification is unfortunately limited to that product. Right? So try to go for generals, not product specific. But if it is part of your curriculum, because I know a lot of universities have CCNA as part of the curriculum. So then you have no choice. It's good to have, but it's not going to help.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the answer.
Thank you, buddy.
Hi, sir.
Yep.
I just like to ask. Just now you get said about we shall gain a lot of experiences when we join SME, right? So basically, isn't it hackers are not are much more interested on the bigger organization and bigger rather than just a small SME, isn't it supposed to be like that?
It's not. It's not. It's the opposite.
Okay.
You know how many big companies are in Malaysia?
As far as I know, I just know about the Big Four.
Okay,
Big Four.
correct. So the big companies in Malaysia is less than few thousand. You know how many SMEs in Malaysia?
No, sir.
1 million.
Okay.
Right? This is the case around the world. The big guys makes to the news. Small ones are suffering.
Okay, sir.
Right? The number of attacks are more in SMEs than enterprises. Enterprises and banks have all kind of regulations, compliances, and all kind of things to monitor them, to closely hold them, and all of that. But SMEs have no one to turn to. And an SME gets a ransomware attack, they don't know what to do. There are a lot of SMEs in Malaysia who are shut down the business and gone because all the customer data is gone. And there are a lot of businesses I know that they have still facing lawsuit because they lost customers' data and the customer sued them. Right? There's a lot of problem in the SME side across the world, not only in Malaysia, because the numbers are high, but they are small. It doesn't come. You think which media outlet will talk about a company called as ABC versus Top Glove, who got attacked recently anyway? So big guys get immediate stuff. That doesn't mean that big guys are not getting attacked. SMEs, that doesn't mean the small guys are not getting attacked. SMEs are those that are getting attacked worse. So when you go for SME cybersecurity vendors, then they don't how to supply their service only for SMEs. They also supply services for enterprises. But if you go to big guys like the big five, then they have a lot of people and a lot of process. So for you to get a real playtime, it might be 5-6 years before you get that opportunity. You have lost that 5-6 years of learning. That's what I meant earlier.
Okay,
Does it make sense, Mohammed? Okay, thanks, buddy.
There is one more question from YouTube. Is the Cyber Casa only open for local?
Yes.
All right. And one more is, do you have any advice for people who wanna start out a business in cybersecurity?
Same thing that I've told you earlier, guys. So you need passion. You should be ready to actually learn, right, all the time. If you're like 9 to 5 kind of a guy, and then I want to go and enjoy my life, cybersecurity may not be the problem. May not be the right place. Okay, because an attack can happen anytime. You can get a call anytime, right? And you enjoy doing it because you're going to learn a lot of things, and you're helping people and you're solving issues. So if that's the kind of work that you are interested in, why not?
All right. So there's another question is, how does information system security differ from cybersecurity? Do the
Go ahead.
The ISS graduate or students join the Cyber Casa training and certification?
Yes, you can. As long as you're in IT field and it's an IT course, you can. Whatever course it is, you can actually join Cyber Casa. And information security is about data protection, encryption, cryptography, and all of that. Cybersecurity is actually far more greater than that. All kind of attacks that comes from internet.
All right.
Thanks, T. I think there's one question from interesting from Ein. It says, "Hi sir, I'm a student of chemical engineering. I was wondering, I was to jump into this field as prospect job. What are the knowledge, skill, and experience I have to undergo?"
Again, the same screen. Okay, let me share the screen, guys. Everyone is asking the same stuff. Okay, let me go back to the same slide. The slide that was over here, this slide. Right? This is what you need to do. Follow these steps. Okay? Follow these steps. Start reading, start taking some certifications, join communities. Okay? Yeah. Reach out to people like us or Michael, who can actually help you to point you in the right directions, give you the sites where you can go and practice freely, right? And then learn things out of it and then put that into practice. Yeah, there's umpteen number of ways to do that, guys. So that is the slide that you hold on. Close that heart. Everything is inside there.
Excellent. Yeah, okay. I think we want to close it now because we already taken more than 2 hours and 45 minutes of Mr. Clement's time. So let's give Mr. Clement a big round of applause. Yeah, your cyber applause or whatever, as long as you don't send a cyber attack. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you, sir.
T, we're gonna close it. Over to you, T, quickly. Yeah, let's close it.
So before we end our session today, I wish you guys can turn on your camera.
Guys. Yeah. Do we have a picture time, selfie time?
Yeah.
Right.
Picture time.
Groupie time.
Yeah. So guys, don't be shy.
Yeah. Turn on your camera. Yes, Mr. Clement has spent so much time with you. If you do ask him questions on his LinkedIn in the future, at least he can match the name with the face, right? Yeah. Yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah. Please don't be shy. Yeah. Like you say, you're not supposed to be in a dark room with Pepsi on your hand, right? Where no one can see your face. Okay, I guess we are ready. Who's the cameraman?
Okay. So everyone, please prepare your base smile. There are 3 slides here, so we're going to take. So please be prepared and then put your base smile. So I will count to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Once again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the last slide. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys.
Right. Thank you, everyone. I think, T, what else do you have a last thing that you want everyone to help in terms of the feedback? Is that right? Survey and feedback quickly?
We are going to share a survey form.
Right.
Yeah. If you want to get a certificate, you must fill out this form so we can find you easily. Yeah.
Right. And the certificate will be e-signed by Coach Clement.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So please scan and make sure you do it. I guess that's the end of today's session. Anything else, T?
Yeah. I think that's all. And we can end the session after you all have filled out this form. And for those, I have seen some messages for those who didn't join the GTN group, kindly join it. We will share our next slide. Yeah. I think we will also drop the survey form, the link at the chat box. Yeah. You can kindly create and fill out.
Okay.
So if you have filled out the form, so you are free to leave and go having your dinner. Thank you. Once again, thanks all for participating today's webinar. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Good to see you all. We'll see you again in the future. Thank you to Mr. Clement again. Please connect with Mr. Clement and then say hello to him, say thank you to him. Yeah. One of the things about life is that be grateful when someone has given you freely and also share with you in terms of his many years of experience. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, sirs.
Thank you.
For those,
Thank you, sir.
For those who need the slide, we will share it on our GTN group. So make sure you join our GTN group.
Okay, thank you, sirs.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.